I'm on the who's going to care about Nebraska side of TikTok, or does anybody care about Nebraska? And I'm watching white people like respond to that white woman like Nebraska didn't care about Nebraska. Who did you think was going to be in those positions of the immigrants you're losing? Blah blah. And they're missing the point. Nebraskans thought that niggas was going to go back. Like they thought they had the early 1800s back. That's what you're not seeing. It's not like they didn't think about that. No, they knew, okay, we'll lose our immigrants, but we're going to get our slaves back. And that, my good friends, is the problem.
Wait a minute. What was Nebraska's mind? Like, what was in their mind when they voted against their own farm workers? People who genuinely work for them. What was in their mind? They all felt maybe people that looks like me was ever going to pick up those jobs again. Like, what exactly were they thinking? And now they voted against them, and I don't know what do they want again. Now they are now crying out and looking for help when they would have helped themselves with their votes. Now, 60% or 65% of people who work for these people are immigrants, undocumented immigrants. And these guys are aware, their employers are aware. And all of a sudden, you came out in mass and voted against your own farm workers and thinking that maybe people that looks like me will come and take up those kind of jobs ever. What exactly were you thinking? You want them back? And now you're acting like all victim, like a victim in this whole issue. Meanwhile, you were the one who set yourself up in the first place. Anyway, guys, it is what it is, and Nebraskans are finding out. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I have got some videos for you guys. Let's go watch them. We come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Do well to subscribe. And credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
I wanted to drop by today to talk about the Nebraska farmers situation again. And I know a lot of us, with all of the videos we have been seeing around, or at least I have been seeing around, a lot of people were saying, Nebraska didn't care about Nebraska, and why are we supposed to care about Nebraska, and Nebraska didn't care about Nebraska? How could Nebraska vote against their best interests by voting for mass deportation of their workforce? And I was saying, why would you purposely go to get rid of your workforce and not have a backup plan for the people that you are getting rid of, especially if your business is relying on that workforce? Your hatred can't be that blinding and that overwhelming that you can't think about your bottom line, especially when it comes to your businesses. Some of these farms have been in those people's home, have been in those people's families for over 300 years. You can't tell me you did not think about who is going to come in and replace these vital workers for your survival. One thing I do keep thinking back on is Trump kept saying during his campaign that the illegals were here stealing the blacks' jobs. He just kept harping on the black jobs, and everybody was like, what the hell is a black job? Well, this is just my perspective, or it's just my thought. I'm thinking that the Virginians and all the rest of the people who were depending on illegal immigrants for their labor, they kept hearing Trump saying that the black people jobs were being taken. I'm thinking in their minds, they were hearing Trump saying the black people are going to come back to those jobs. In my mind, I'm thinking they were hearing Trump says the black people are going to replace all those immigrants out in the fields and on the farms and all of that. I'm thinking that's what they were hearing. That's why they weren't messed up about voting to get rid of their illegal immigrants. They were thinking that the black people were going to step up and take those jobs back, because Trump kept saying these illegal immigrants are stealing the blacks' jobs. And therefore, in their mind, they heard we were getting our 1,800 slaves back. They had to have thought that their backup plan, Trump was going to miraculously, somehow, magically put all the black people back out in those fields, on those farms, and they were going to continue to get their work done. Now, that's just my thinking, because you cannot tell me that you as a business owner would get rid of your workforce and not have a backup plan. You are not going to knowingly and willingly walk into a bankruptcy, walk into losing your business, walk into losing your farms that have been in your family for 300 years unless you thought there was a backup plan. And the backup plan was supposed to be the blacks. That's why y'all ran out there and voted against your best interest. Because when you heard Donald Trump said they were stealing the blacks' jobs, y'all in your twisted mind thought that the blacks were going to magically appear back in those positions. The blacks were just going to be coming from everywhere to take on those positions. You had to have thought that. Because y'all not going to tell me that in your minds you were okay with losing your livelihoods, that you didn't have a backup plan to come in after the immigrants would be deported. You can't convince me that people who own those farms and worked on those farms, you cannot tell me that you looked out there and saw your workforce and you know what your workforce is made up of. And you purposely went out there and said, yeah, get rid of all of them with no backup plan. You know what it takes to run your farms. You know how many people it takes to run your farms. There is no way you got rid of all of those people and did not expect to have somebody to come in and pick up the slack. Y'all thought y'all were getting slaves back. You had to have thought that. You had to have thought black people were going to be the ones replacing the immigrants and you would not miss a beat. But when those immigrants fled and those fields became empty and those farms became deserted, then y'all want to run around crying, does anybody care about Nebraska? Does anybody care about Nebraska? No. Let's go back. What was your thought process as to when the immigrants go, when they deport them, what was your thought process on who was going to come in and pick up that slack? Because 60% of y'all went out there and voted for Trump. So what was that 60% thinking? What was your plan B? For when the immigrants are gone, who was going to come in, step in, and pick up that workload and keep your bottom line moving? What was that thought process? Who were the replacements for the illegal immigrants that you guys went and voted against? Who were the replacements? You guys thought it was going to be black people. Y'all thought Donald Trump was going to magically make black people appear in y'all farms and on y'all fields to get their work done. Why? I have no idea. Other than he kept saying that they were taking the black jobs. Y'all thought that just because he said that, black people were going to be running down there to them fields? It's absolutely bizarre. You can't convince me y'all put everything, your whole life, y'all whole livelihood, generations of farms being in y'all family. You can't tell me you put that up at risk and did not have a backup plan. You can't tell me y'all purposely destroyed y'all lives and y'all farms without having a backup plan to replace the illegals. It's just not making sense. But racism never has made sense. Guys, these are some really eye-opening times we're dealing with. And another thing I want to touch on before I leave today. President Musk is really working hard to get up under the black people's skin. He's trying to find a button to push to make us hit them streets. Now he wants the government to stop funding, to stop the lease for the Obama library. And he also wants the United States government to sell our National Black Museum, one of our national black museums. I think it was the Montgomery bus. Something to do with that. I think that's what it was. So do you see what they're doing? When the threat to pardon Derek Chauvin did nothing, now they're going for other intricacies that they know black people hold near and dear, which is telling us they are going to keep nitpicking until they can think they can get us out there. No matter what they do not give them what they're looking for. I don't care what they do at this point, but it needs to be seen the extremes they're going to go to. That needs to be seen.
So after watching these videos, I sat down and really thought about it deeply. Like, there's no business owner that will want to get rid of a particular staff without having plans on how to replace that staff, especially when that staff plays a crucial role in that business. There's really no business owner that does that. So they might have other plans, and which is getting the black people back to the farm to come help them farm. But this is not time for cotton. This was not the time when cotton was being planted, and you have there's people that looks like me back in your farm picking those cottons. No, this is not those time. So what exactly was running through their mind all through the time they were saying black jobs are being taken away and all of that? What was in their mind? Maybe they had other plans, really, because I don't see any business owner standing up and saying, you know what, we're just going to help deport these people. These people that play crucial roles in our businesses, that farm in our land, that help us to cultivate our crops, we are going to help deport them. We are going to call eyes on them. We are going to vote against them. We are going to, cast our vote to make sure that they get removed from the system. Forgetting the fact that they are the majority of people who work in your farmland. I don't think no business owner does that, except you don't sit down and really think about what you are doing. You have never calculated how your business is going to run without these people, or you felt your people were going to take over. No, I don't think. Maybe you had other plans. You had plans that people that looks like me will come back to the farmland and say, oh, we are here to take back our black job. No. That's the issue. That's the problem. That's the thing that I see these people do, and that's why a lot of people keep talking about them right now. And you see videos flying up and down and people saying, oh, does anybody care about Nebraska? And people are like, no, we don't, because Nebraskans do not care about Nebraska. Because if they really do care about Nebraska, I don't think that they will ever stand up and go vote against their best interests, because their interest should be first, their business, which gives them their daily income and help them feed, shelter, take care of that basic needs. That should be the first thing they should be thinking about, and not thinking about making sure that somebody who likes us and who do not like these people get to win. In fact, for people like that, they shouldn't even have any form of hate in their mind, because their businesses are being run, by these people they do not like in the first place. So they didn't think about it, or they thought about it, and they went ahead and voted so that they can have the principal say, oh, we've gotten back the black jobs, so black people, you take up the this and that and hold and go back to the farmland. Oh, there's no tractor for you guys. No, it's not possible anymore. These people are saying, we're not doing this thing with you guys. It's over and done with. So that's the reason why Nebraskans are everywhere crying on the internet. Their farmers are coming out and seeking for help and saying that, oh, they voted, they are sorry, they made a mistake, they regret that vote. And nobody's like caring about what they're saying. Everybody's like, oh, you made this mistake. You decided to vote the way you did. You are the one that caused all of this for yourself. You are asking, does anybody care about Nebraska? And people are like, no, we don't. Like, we don't. You are the one that should first of all care about your own state before other people start caring about it. And now the farmers are finding out because they effed around, and now it's time to find out. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. What do you think about these Nebraska farmers? Let's talk about it. And please do what to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it, and go ahead, hit that subscribe button already. See you guys on my next video. Bye guys.